Hi, today we are going to paint these leaves or learn how to paint these leaves. Just start. I feel like that has been my biggest, even now, like if I haven't painted in a while, I struggle to just start. Okay, we are going to begin with our supplies first. I'm going to be using the Fabriano hot press paper today. And I have my cup of water along with my palette filled with Winsor Newton professional paints. And I'm using the size 8 Princeton Velvet Touch. And we are going to start with this green leaf to begin with. So you may hear my children in the background. They are doing their chores for the day. So we will see how much you can hear. But to get this color, we're gonna take some sap green, mix it with some lamp black. And before I started, I actually took this spray bottle and I sprayed down each of my paints so that they would be softer and easier to get to. So to begin with this leaf, we're going to get some paint on our brush. We're gonna use the tip of our brush and the belly of our brush. The belly is the middle part. So we're gonna start with the tip and we're gonna make a little point, press down and pull up. That's the left side of the leaf and we're gonna do it for the other side as well. Pull up. All right, it's as simple as that. And definitely practice that leaf. I feel like the more you practice, the better you get at it for sure, and the easier it'll become. Moving on to this little branch with leaves. It's probably one of my favorites, this one or this one. But we're going to start with making a stem. And it's the same concept as this, except that you do not want to press as hard. So to press up, press down a little bit and pull up. And if you want to get the curvy, you'll have to move your brush just a little bit. And sometimes I start at the edge here and I press down a little bit and I pull down. Let's see here. I do think it's easier to start at the stem and go back up. Getting a little bit more paint. I don't really love how this one's looking, so I'm gonna fill that in. The paint just did not bleed very well there. And let's see here. All right. And then moving on to this eucalyptus, we are going to mix some blue with our sap green and lamp black. So I'm gonna get some ultramarine blue on my brush, mix it in with this pile, which was sap green, lamp black, and now adding ultramarine blue. All right, so these are more circular shaped leaves. I'm gonna begin with making my stem first again. And then this one, you're not really starting at your tip and pulling up. Instead, we're just kind of making round blobs, really. And let's see here, this one, using the front of the brush, just kind of push down, making a blob. And if you think of the leaves as having two sides, or two, top and the bottom, so instead of trying to make the whole circle at once, try to do it in two parts versus one part. The more pigment or more paint you add on your brush, the darker it will be. And I am doing this one kind of over the stem to kind of make it look like it's in front of the stem. And I have been painting for over 7 years, and as you can tell, like this one is different than this one. And there's, even to this day, like no two paintings are exactly alike. And that's the beauty of art. That's the beauty of painting. So yours will not look exactly like mine. It just won't. So continue to practice and give it your all. So I'm gonna rinse my brush, and we're gonna move on to this one. This one is very similar to this one, except it's got that white space in the middle. And so when we do the two sides, we're gonna leave a little bit of white space. This one, I'm gonna go back to using this sap green and lamp black color. All right, let's see here. Down like this. Now, when we do the other part, we're gonna leave a little bit of a space. Got quite a bit of water on my brush. And if you have a lot of water on your brush, it's gonna dry kind of like this. It's gonna leave this variation, which I really like, especially on hot press paper. If you're using cold press paper, it will not often have that great of a variation. I have used cold press paper most of my life, but recently used hot press paper again. And I did, throughout my art journey, use hot press paper occasionally, but I have just recently gone back to it, and I'm really liking how it's creates just such movement and diversity in your paintings. All right. Okay, that one's done too. And now we are going to do this one. I really like this one as well. And this one is super fun to paint because it's just these bold brush strokes. And and it's kind of hanging upside down. So let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna start at the top, and we're gonna do the one on the left first, then the one on the right. So the one on the left goes down. Using the same concept as up here, we're gonna leave a gap. And then the next one, the one on the right. Now, get a bit more pigment on your brush, put that back in there. Now we're gonna just dab your brush in the water and get some of that paint off. Still some water on there, and go back. All right, see how much lighter that is? Then, oh, I wouldn't have had to rinse off my brush, but I did. Get a lot more pigment on your brush. We're gonna go back in while it's still damp, and we're gonna add more pigment, more paint. And only on this left side. The light is kind of coming from this side and is causing these shadows over on this side. All right, and I'm gonna make the stem a little bit longer. These leaves are fun to add to like a fruit painting, or even some flowers. Like I think they're perfect. Okay, then this leaf, we are going to use that blue-green paint that we had mixed, the blue-green paint that we had mixed. And again, starting with your stem, take some of the pigment off, paint off. And we're gonna try to get a little bit of a better point here. I should probably add a little bit more paint, make it darker. And if you're at the beginning of your art journey, I would encourage you to just start. I feel like that has been my biggest, even now, like if I haven't painted in a while, I struggle to just start. So we're gonna let that one dry. And actually I see that it's not near as dark. So I probably should have added some Prussian blue, but I didn't, but maybe we'll use the Prussian blue down here. So we're gonna let that dry and come back in to put the lines in. This one is almost like a seaweed green or a seaweed type of greenery. So we're gonna get some sap green and burnt umber, which is a brown, and add that in. So it's kind of this like brown green. It's just, I love the color, but I'm into neutrals, so. Okay, using the same concept as this one up here, except we're making even smaller leaves. So we're going to not drag it out as long. We're gonna just, like that, press, tip, press the belly of the brush, and pull up. Tip, pull up. And sometimes it's easier to hold your brush up close, and sometimes it's easier to hold it farther back. I do find the farther back I hold it, the more loose my paintings are, so I would encourage you to try that. Ooh, that one got a little long. I'm gonna rinse out some of the pigment and dab it on my paper towel. All right, that one got a little light that you could hardly even see it. Okay, and then this, another eucalyptus, which is very similar to this, but a little bit more light, and I'm gonna add some Prussian blue. So I'm gonna take some sap green, let's find another spot here, and add a bit of Prussian blue. Probably my favorite paint color is Prussian blue by itself. I will have to do a video of just a single painting with Prussian blue because I just love it so much. All right, so same concept as this, but we're gonna rinse out some of that pigment. Make your stem a big, oh, it's still not as blue. So we're gonna add even more blue, or Prussian blue. Let's try that. That's better. Okay, rinse it out a bit. And these leaves, I feel like you could do a whole painting of itself with just leaves. Like if you work from the bottom up, adding all sorts of different leaves in there, I feel like it's such a peaceful, calming painting. And painting itself just calms your mind and your brain. Or at least it does for me, and I don't have to think about anything else except what's happening on my paper. All right. That one turned out a little funky, but I like it. Okay, see these variations? That is like my favorite, if I haven't said it before, but it just adds so much to the painting. So don't be afraid of that imperfection. And now we're going to move to this one. Similar to this and this, but these are a little bit longer, so we're gonna pull out a little bit longer. And I'm going to use the sap green with burnt umber, but I'm gonna add just a little bit more sap green to make it a little bit more green. All right, so let's see. Press down and pull up. Tip of the brush, press down and pull up. Ooh, let's fix that a bit. Tip of the brush, press down and pull up. Pull up, press down. There you go. Once you get the concept of using the tip of your brush, pressing down and pulling up again, you can do so many different things with that. And that is just a muscle memory thing that you will have to just practice over and over. Lastly, we're gonna do this 3-leaf. This one I use all the time in my paintings. Like, yeah, I use it all the time. Okay, sap green, some lamp black. Let's see, all right. I'm gonna start by just making the middle leaf, and we're gonna just go like this. Press down, pull up, and then we're gonna give it some like that. Give it its branch. Again, press down, pull up. Press down, pull up. And don't be afraid of your pressing down on your brush. Obviously you could ruin it, but very slim chances. Press down and pull up. Bit more water because it's getting a little dry. All right. This one I'm gonna make a little bit pointier at the bottom. Now that this has dried, or mostly dry, we're gonna come back in and get this blue-green. I'm gonna take the point of our brush and we're just gonna make a line in the middle. That's it. All right, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed following along today, and I hope you practice, lots of practice.